I never believed in urban legends. Not the ones about haunted cabins. Not the ones about boys who disappeared into the woods. And definitely not the one they call dark sleep. But that was before we found the diary. Before I saw my father standing in the trees. It was supposed to be a normal weekend. My dad drove us to our family cabin near the lake. Jenny sat in the front. Amber and I were laughing in the back. When we arrived, the forest felt too quiet. No wind, no birds, just silence, the kind that makes you feel watched. That night, we sat inside with the lights dim. Amber asked for a scary story, so I told them about the old house, 10 minutes from the cabin, hidden off a narrow dirt road. A wealthy family once lived there. They had a son who wasn't sick, but wasn't right either. They say he was sent away, deep into the woods. Years later, he came back. Every fall, someone disappears around here. And in their place, a small corn-husk doll is left behind. And there's one hanging on our door. We left just before noon. The sun was out, but the woods still felt cold. The trail to the old house was narrow. Branches scratched against our arms as we walked. No one was laughing anymore. It felt like the forest was holding its breath. And then we saw it, the house, rotting, broken, waiting. The front door was hanging off one hinge. When we stepped inside, the air smelled damp and old. Dust floated in thin beams of light cutting through the cracks in the walls. The floor creaked under our feet. Amber whispered, "We shouldn't be here." But none of us moved toward the exit. It was like something wanted us to keep going. Near what used to be the fireplace, I saw something half buried in the dirt. A book. Old, worn, wrapped in rotting leather. My hands were shaking when I picked it up. "Don't open it," Jenny said. But I already had. Inside the cover, there was a message written in faded ink. To my family who I love and cherish, and who will always be with me. The first entry was dated 1987. It said, "They would not talk to me. I hear their voices at night. It is cold and dark. If they could not love me, they had to go. Dark sleep for everyone." My voice trembled as I read it out loud. No one was breathing. Then we heard something, a twig snapping outside. My hands were shaking, but I kept reading. December 4th, 1987. They stopped looking for me. I live in the forest now. I put the animals into dark sleep. I visit my old house at night. I listen to the voices. At least they talk to me now. Amber stepped closer to me. "Okay, that's enough," she whispered. But the pages kept turning. October 3rd, 1995. I moved to a small town nearby. Nobody recognizes me. Sometimes I hear people telling my story. It makes me laugh inside. Jenny's face went pale. "He's still alive," she said quietly. A sudden gust of wind slammed something upstairs. We all froze. There shouldn't have been an upstairs. The house was half collapsed. I flipped to one of the last pages. The ink looked newer. August 13th, 2010. I am proud of my child. She is smarter than me. She does not hear the voices. Sometimes I bring her to the woods. I named her after the lake. Samantha. The world went silent. Jenny slowly turned toward me. Amber took a step back. My name echoed in my head. Samantha. We heard it again. A slow step behind us. Not upstairs. Right behind us. The sound of boots pressing into broken wood. We turned around. And standing in the doorway was my father. He wasn't smiling. And he wasn't surprised. He was holding something in his hands. Something long. Something metallic. My father stepped inside. The floor creaked under his boots. His eyes weren't angry. They weren't wild. They were disappointed. "You weren't supposed to find that," he said quietly. The axe hung loosely in his hand. Amber grabbed my arm. "Uncle, this isn't funny," she said nervously. But he didn't smile. He looked at the diary, then at me. "I tried to protect you," he said. The voices never stopped. Not after them. Not after the forest. My heart was pounding so loud I could barely hear him. "You were never supposed to know who I was." Jenny whispered, "Samantha, what is he talking about?" I couldn't answer, because deep down, I already knew. He took one slow step forward. Family stays together, he muttered. That's how it has to be. The wind outside suddenly howled through the broken walls. Amber screamed. Jenny tried to run. Everything turned into chaos. The diary fell to the floor. Dust rose into the air. And then, silence. The forest was quiet again by sunset. Too quiet. The cabin lights never turned back on. And deep in the woods, fresh earth covered 3 small mounds. A man stood there with a shovel, breathing slowly. "Dark sleep," he whispered. "We stay together." 3 days later, the town noticed we were missing. My father told them we left early, said we wanted to go home sooner, but our parents never heard from us. Police searched the woods. They checked the lake. They checked the roads. They even checked the old broken house. But they didn't look deep enough. Weeks passed. Posters faded in the rain. People whispered about the legend again. They must have angered him. The boy in the woods. Dark sleep. No one suspected the quiet man who lived by the lake. The one who smiled politely. The one who helped search. The one who hung a corn-husk doll by his door. Months later, back in the abandoned house, a new page was added to the diary. November 14th. They understand now. Family must stay together. Dark sleep keeps us safe. My daughter will always be with me. The ink was still fresh. Every fall, someone still disappears. And every fall, a new corn-husk doll appears somewhere in town. Some say the legend is about a boy who escaped into the woods. But legends change over time. Because now, it's not about the boy anymore. It's about the father. And if you ever visit Lake Samantha, look carefully at the cabin near the trees. You might see a man standing in the doorway, watching, waiting.